Hey guys, Jimmy here and welcome back to Automobilista for another video. Today we are driving this awesome bit of kit. It is the Super Kart or Shifter Kart, whatever you want to call it. This thing is an absolute handful, such a blast to drive when you get it right and very difficult when you get it wrong. Just under 100 horsepower. We have a little bit of aero in the car as well, you can see from the rear wing and the bodywork. And we're going to be driving today a 15 lap race around Salvador because little street circuits and these karts just go together hand in hand. It's a perfect matchup. So hope you guys enjoy it and I'm going to try not to crash. So for whatever reason I thought that a standing start will be the best thing for these karts. So that means we're going to have to rev the absolute tits off it, wait for the lights to go, and there you go. Not a bad start actually, considering they'll make up a place or two at the start. I think, yes we are. Going to just try and get single file for this little chicane. There you go, here we are then. So lap of Salvador coming up for you guys, and if you aren't aware of Salvador then you're in for a treat. Fantastic combination, making sure there's not a car there on my left as I go into, I guess this is T2 I suppose. Almost aim for that Chevy sign on the wall but don't quite touch it, and now down to the slowest corner on the circuit. It's down to first gear, having to blip on the way down. All the rear wheels will lock up momentarily, which will send us into a spin. We don't want that. Just balancing on the rear tyres there out of that corner. Tyres are cold at this point, and obviously tyre performance is a massive thing in this, so we need to really get them warm quickly. For the chicane, again just try not to touch the curb. And now through the most difficult corner on the circuit. It's not quite flat for me through here, so a little bit of a lift to get the kart turned in and then back on the throttle again full. You see the kart bouncing there offline up to 6th gear, nearly 220 k's, which is 140 mile an hour. Going down into the second hairpin of the circuit there, a bit wider than on the bottom. Alongside one of the AI now, without braking, going into the chicane. They're trying to get ahead of this other guy. Oh, forced on the curb there. But that's one spot made, and that is a lap of Salvador down, 14 to go. And this machine is absolute dynamite around here. Such a intense experience. The 250cc engine producing, like I said at the start of the video, nearly 100 horsepower and pretty much no torque in this engine, so you have to be on the revs at all times, and being on the revs of course means that you have a very slidey experience, especially down the bottom here. We're just trying to get on the power as quick as you can. Back end always a little bit jittery through there. You actually produce your maximum torque around where you produce the maximum horsepower in this thing, about 12,200 RPM if my memory serves me. Which basically means if you're in the wrong gear you're going to suffer. I'll try and show you actually when we come out of the last hairpin. This is an example just of how bad it is when you're in the wrong gear. Again trying to get the kart fed into the corner in the slipstream. Again nearly 140 mile an hour, so fast, so close to ground, sense of speed is ridiculous. So like the second gear now. See, they just pull away. A little bit better in traction through there, but you see on the corner exit they have absolutely nothing, so you have to be in the right gear at all times, and it makes for, as I said, a very intense experience. So go right outside, free wide into T1, not quite got that run on the guy in front. Let's sit behind for now. Ooh, having to be very careful through here, high speed. If you touch wheels here, it's I don't know, it's not a good experience doing that. I wouldn't recommend it as we go plummeting down the hill again. I'll try out the inside now. Obviously having to get on the brakes heavily there. Back end starting to step out a little bit. Just touching the wall there on the left. Where is he? Well, I've got to out brake him into the chicane. Guys, hold me up a bit now. There he is, right next to me. Very late on the brakes through there. Kart skittish going to chicane. It's so easy to get smacked out to the left there. The way the road cambers, you don't really see it until you brake on it in this thing. And before you know it, you've had an accident and you're not really sure why. 6th gear again, very short 5th and 6th gear in this thing, almost IndyCar style, just to keep the revs up. So I really outdo myself into there a little bit, use the throttle to save me. Didn't run out of there though, regardless. Just tucked up behind the fella in front, not really an overtaking spot through here, unless you fancy going for a trip to the moon over the curbs. A little bit of a bad exit there. I'll make sure there's no one next to me. Hey, I like this spot to overtake through here. Just double checking. Last thing you want when turning into this corner is an AI and you're inside, so I get the braking very wrong. And the 38 takes advantage of it. Gonna get back into that slipstream down the hill though. Have a look at the inside. AI is very accommodating there, so I just touched the curb there. Where is he? Not there anymore. I think I've just about got the place back. Got to be careful fighting though, I wasn't going to lose track of the guys in front. Again, a little bit sort of ab-lib through there. Wasn't quite on the right line. A little bit of a lock. As you can see, I've got no mirrors on, trying to go for the authentic kart experience. To look over my shoulder. I can hear them behind me. I know we're a bit faster into the hairpin there at the end there, so I'm not really bothered about where they are. See, didn't blip there in time, but that actually allowed me to get on the throttle. The throttle actually fixes a lot of the slides in this little kart, as long as it's not too much throttle. These things also have a very small tank as I go around the outside. The AI is still there, I can hear him. He's still there. I'm going to try and put it around the outside. Sideways, there you go, that's how you do it. Thank you very much. So satisfying when you get the slide right in this kart. Of course it can be terrifying there, using all of the road there, going for a little bit of a longer line as opposed to getting close to the apex. Seemed to work better. Just holding it in fourth gear for a split second longer than I wanted to there. Oh, very close. These walls come up very quickly in this thing. I'll just grab the inside. There you go. Now they come to throttle the tyres. They do wear fairly quickly in this thing, so 15 laps will be an interesting experience, I think. As I said before, the fuel tank is quite small as well, so I pretty much have to run a full tank to get to the end of this 15 lap race, which of course is emptying all the time. Oh, I hit the curb. That's what I mean by hitting the curb. I've got to go very slowly now. Just had a little bit of a lock at the rear there. Don't think if I just grabbed the brake in a weird way, and there you go, lost the position. But that's what I mean by the curves around here. If I went any faster over those, that could have been an absolute disaster. Again, the rear end braking loose a little bit under heavy braking. Better be careful there. Very easy to do that in these karts, just to spin it in the braking zone. Big blips just to make sure that I don't mess up again. Guy there just touched the wall. Not really got enough room to make a move, I don't think. Having to stay behind for now, contact the back of him. So just much faster in this braking zone. Come on, I'm going to go up the inside here. Now I know we're slow through here, so we're going to have to sort of just take the line and hope that he doesn't push it around the outsides. Again, the front end pushing so much through there. What you want to do is get on the throttle, but it's just against the best idea of this thing. See, now I'm getting a little bit too enthusiastic now, getting a bit wide. Got to sort of get back into control, get back into the rhythm. Rhythm is such a big thing in this vehicle. Be braking a bit earlier as well. I'm locking up a lot, I can hear it. I can feel it as well. You see the little wheels there just to the bottom of your screen. Under so much stress around here. So tyre wear is a factor I'm going to have to be dealing with in this race, even though it's this short distance. So I'm going to try and be a bit softer on the old brake pedal. Sort of like that line through there, I think, when I'm on my own. It feels a bit more consistent. Sort of sliding wide, feels a little bit more dangerous. The big tyre marks there as the car almost just pitches to the left. You have to catch it, you have to see it coming and catch it. You have to always expect it. I think that's the key to actually getting around that corner in one piece. You see now, having to really get off the throttle big time, going for that right-hander. The first. Come on. A bit better through that time. Was a little bit more, I don't know, a bit more considerate to the old brake pedal there. Of course, braking in a straight line is pretty much what you want to do in this thing. Braking in the corners is not a good idea. That's when the back end is most likely to go around on you. Starting to catch the guys in front. Can we make up a couple more positions? The lap time around here is about a minute 7 for a decent lap on these conditions. It's not going to be a very long race, but it feels like a long race. Basically like driving a little Formula car, but more snappy, more responsive, and like a go-kart, funnily enough. Up the hill again, 5th gear. Slow it down, slow it down. See there, I had to really sort of, I don't know, compromise my entry there just to make sure I didn't go wide. I always feel so bad through that. I'm always trying my best just to get the kart to turn. Maybe it's a setup thing. Oh, if I get off the throttle there, kart goes to the right. Come on, get round, get round, get round. Mash the throttle in first gear, sit on the rear tyres. You can see the big old intercooler at the back there. And the guy in front. See if we can reach in and unplug it, shall we? That wouldn't be hot at all. Oh, I have to get off the throttle there. Can't go up the inside the 15. The tyres won't do it. Use second gear. Try and almost hug that curb on the right and then just pitch out to the Chevy sign on the wall. Such a good sensation going downhill. Plunging downhill. Very special. Nice and soft on the throttle there. Smash it at the end there, just on the revs. Just trying to get onto the back of the guy in front. I know we're going to be slow through this next part of the circuit, so I'm sort of trying to get as close as I can to the hairpin at the end of the circuit where we have the most speed, it seems. Try and follow his line through. Takes a very wide line there. That's probably where I'm missing out. I take a shallower initial entry and I suffer on the exit. That's good to know. I might try that next time around. First gear again. Come on. Don't touch the curb. It's not like, you know, in a touring car would you try and monster these curbs up here for ultimate speed. They are not for touching in these cars. I mean, you can just about run over a little bit at the bottom and that's about it. It really upsets the balance of how this thing goes. Glued to the back of the guy in front. Now look at that wing on this thing. I love how silly these karts are. Third gear. Seems to give us better run down the hill. Side by side with the 15. Gonna try and outbrake him. Take the line, there you go. Thank you very much. Another position gained. Not much overtaking going on in this video, but it's just so intense. The act of actually driving this thing. It's keeping me busy. Again, there you go. You see it a couple of times there. It tried to veer off to the left, but I just about managed to catch it. Bit of a wider initial entry, but suffering a bit there. The exit is no doubt better though. I'm on the throttle a lot earlier. Every time I brake there, the car tries to veer to the right. Christ. This is a combination that I'd recommend trying. Very difficult thing to master, this car, and I'm far from mastering it. But it's very rewarding at the same time. And the laps just fly past. It's just like driving a Formula 1 car, you know, it's just very light, very quick. Decent cornering performance, not quite as much downforce of course as the guy in front makes a mistake. That's another freebie for me. I'll pull back onto the line. Coming I think to the leading pack now. I think we found a bit of speed there. And it's almost like driving a turbo, this. You may wonder why that is, obviously being a two-stroke revvy thing, but the way you have to always make sure you're in the right RPM, otherwise you just suffer. You know, I showed you at the start of the race going into second gear. And just suffering. You have to always make sure you're in the power band. That's why the car is geared that way as well. Very short shift gear. Oh, went wide there, trying to save it on the throttle. Just about save a slide of the throttle sometimes, if you're lucky. Most of the time it doesn't end in a loop. Oh, this is going to be a tricky one. Oh! Green car really caught me out there, just about reacted in time. 67, we're going to go to the outside of him going into T2. Got to pull in, front end does not bite. Get on the second gear without blipping, the rear tyre's locked for a second. Managed to catch it though. I think that is position gained. Although, not the way I want to do it. You can use the throttle to turn this car to... Gotta stop saying car. Especially in the slower stuff, but it is an on-edge thing. You have to make sure you get it right. God, it's so on the limit braking to there. You feel like you're going to snap either side 3 or 4 times just in that braking zone. Again, taking the wrong line through there. I need to teach myself and force myself to take the wider entry. Again, just a little bit wide. Oh, that's what I mean about getting on the throttle a bit too early there. Just about managing to collect that up. That was so close to just putting it round, which has been so frustrating after this race. Getting a bit sideways there through the chicane. Tyres really starting to go off. Not much left though. Doing the 108.5 last lap. Not the fastest time around here, but like I said, tyres are going to start going off. The times are going to start increasing. Not to mention I had a big old slide coming up the hairpin. Locking on now to the back of the guys in front. God, Salvador's a great circuit. Someone mentioned trying to do truck racing around here. No, I'm good. I'll stick to my karts, thank. Inside again, just letting the cart just sort of wander out on its own through there, not trying to force it, not trying to fight the tyres at all. So pull up the inside here of the 80. Come on! I think we're there, I think we've got it. Make sure I'm just in front of the braking zone! No! Just about managed to get that alive, and the 80 goes back past again. So lucky through that. I've been very lucky so far with my little excursions onto the curbs. Although the tyres are really starting to suffer a bit now as the guy in front also suffering on tyres. We're going to go straight back past going down the hill. Come on, I don't want to be defending at the end of the race, I want to be attacking. Yeah, a little bit more conservative into there now, not quite pushing it as hard. Very aware. I'm going to go for that wider entry. And pull in. Turned in too early there. Suffering, oh! Very close to touching that wall on the outside. Doing that at that speed is a pretty much automatic death sentence. In you come. There you go, nice. Try not to monster these curbs this time, just going to brake a little bit earlier. A bit more cautious. So one to go then. Let's see if we can gain one more position. It's going to be a big arse. The guy in front is a fair way ahead. But we'll do our best as always. Yeah, look at that tyre wear through there now. Really having to wait a long time before getting on the throttle. Plunge downhill one last time. First gear, try and carry as much speed as possible. So you try and get the kart turning at the rear there with the throttle. Not a tactic I like doing. It is fast though. Oh! Trying to ruin me one last time. Just about caught that. Just the throttle slightly to get the kart turning. You can hear how much it's struggling just to keep the grip. I don't think I'm going to catch the guy in front. Holding on the drift there. Ah, just touching the wall on the outside there. Not a big hit, just a graze, but it's my effort trying to get just a little bit closer before the end. And that is 15 laps at Salvador. No, not quite on the line. Very close though. 15 laps at Salvador in the supercar. An absolute insane bit of machinery. So much so that I went Dutch for a second. I recommend definitely trying it out with Salvador. Great combination. Death awaits you either side of the walls if you make a mistake. Lots of bumps. And I don't know, it's just somewhere that this kart is at home. But as always guys, thank you very much for watching. I want to just say a quick thank you as well to people who have been supporting me on Patreon. Just because, you know, I don't really mention it at all, but it is a big help and it's really awesome. It's helping me fulfill my MX-5 desires, which is great, and obviously helping me, I don't know, be in a position where maybe I can do this one day as a full-time job. Nowhere near that at the moment now, but that's the dream, of course. So thanks to those guys. So as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit subscribe to be notified of future videos, and I will see you next time. So guys, have an awesome day. Catch you later.